Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18 hours daily platform for the Indian micro, small and medium enterprise sector. On this series, it's our endeavor to celebrate entrepreneurship and bring you expert advice from renowned business leaders to help you grow your business. You are watching MSME Dialogues. I had the chance to catch up with Arun Tiwari, the CMD of Union Bank, earlier for an exclusive conversation. Take a listen. I want to start by asking you to give us an outlook as far as both credit and deposit goes for FY17. What's the trend been like and what's the general sense and the mood in the industry?
Look, mood, in as much as I being a professional and from the banking fraternity, mood should always be positive. Because if you're in bathos, it doesn't serve any purpose. I believe in hope and go getter. So if that be so, couple of things. One, if you look at the conduciveness of the micro numbers, or look at the monsoon forecast, or look at some of the numbers which have been released by CMIE, they all are positive signs. So taking these things into account, I believe growth should be in the band of 10 to 12% in financial year 15-16.
Okay. The past couple of quarters, in fact, the entire year, I can say, for the industry hasn't been very good when it comes to the entire bad loan situation. Do you expect that will get eased out going forward in the next few quarters, because the regulator has stepped in, has taken a very stringent view? You have the Supreme Court also which has stepped in. So do you expect that things for the industry will start now becoming much better?
Look, let's get into the genesis of creation of NPA. Did you or did I or anybody knew about 3 years back that economy will not do good for next 3-4 years? And banking system is nothing but it reflects the economy. If economy is not doing good, not only in India, globally, how can banking sector could do good? So from that perspective, yes, what we call green shoots or uptick, which I foresee, I have a strong reason to believe that not only the resolution, look, one agency, whether you talk about the government or the regulator or the bankers, individually we can't do anything. Everybody has to come on board, and entire ecosystem that includes even the judiciary, fast resolution. They have to come on board, like bankruptcy code, what we have been expecting for a long time. It will see light of the day when it actually operationalized. I believe in the times to come with the uptick in the economy, not only bad loans will decelerate for sure, and they are decelerating. Two, there would be a lot of recovery, and bankers will write back their provisions. So I think good times are ahead.
Talk to us specifically about margin drivers for your own bank over the next few quarters.
We have been driving like crazy, shedding our high cost deposit. When we talk that X percentage has been growth in the deposit, predominantly it has come out of savings bank. So when I say by 7% total deposit growth, we have shed away with the high cost deposit. I think about 2 years back it was close to 13-14%. It has brought down to below 5%. Two, the growth has the main driver has been savings bank, which is more stable deposit with us and low outgo towards the interest. So that has changed. I mean, my raw material cost has gone, the cost of funds has gone down. And on the other side of the balance sheet, we have been driving for last maybe 7-8 quarters, 3 segments, retail, agri, MSME. We call it RAM sector or RAM factor.
This is specifically for your bank.
Yes, that's right. So, no, the benefits we derive out of it is, number one, perennially our retail portfolio was low. It means we had less penetration. So we had a lot of scopes. We have done a lot well. I mean, I think saving and accepting March 16 numbers, which are under audit, we'll come out with those numbers on 13th, 2 days later. These 3 sectors, as of today, they contribute about 54% of my domestic loan book. Agri, MSME, give me a better return. I feel, and there's been a fact that slippages has been lesser in these segments. I get wider clientele, which gives me opportunity to cross-sell and upsell. So it's a win-win situation. And on the flip side of it, when I have got 4,200 branches, if I have to do only large corporate book, which has been nearly frozen for last 2 years, not frozen, one, there was no demand, and we were moving towards these RAM sector, retail, agri, and MSME, where we found better opportunity, better return. So it has given us all in all good results.
So will these continue to be your growth drivers in terms of agri and MSME?
Of course, they have been, the past says so. They have given us robust growth, and all branches have been contributing pan India. So all are, if this is a Mahayagya, everybody is contributing in that, I feel happy about.
What about contribution from tier 2 and tier 3 cities? How's that grown bit?
If you ask me, both retail and MSME, predominantly it has come from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities.
I want to talk about the cost of lending. Let's start with the industry first. With the MCLR now coming into effect from the 1st of April, have there been changes on the ground?
Yes, there have been. Look, the new formula which has been put in place by Reserve Bank of India, it's quite scientific. And I think what Governor has been saying time and again, that transmission doesn't happen. Yes, the transmission will be faster. A. B, because it's tagged to my cost of funds and it will be prospective. My entire loan portfolio will not be repriced. It will depend on as long as my cost of deposit or cost of fund goes down, MCLR will also go down with the same proportion. So I think transmission will be faster. The first time when we came out with our MCLR regime, I think 1 year MCLR is 9.50, which was 9.65. So you see for yourself. And going forward also, it's good for both the borrower and us. And globally, if you see, that's been the practice, which we have now now put in place the same mechanism here in India as well.
Please talk to me about, from an industry perspective again, and if you can also give us, your own bank's perspective in terms of how really AQR is panning out and what sort of concerns, if any, the industry has.
Look, it was a Reserve Bank of India as a regulator perception that these accounts or these entities are not doing good. Some of them, and by now everybody knows that there were 3 sets of lists. A, NPAs with, they thought is NPA with me, NPA with other banks, not with me, and then third one was relating to the COD issues. We were given about 18 accounts and we have provided all. And I welcome that if there was not right kind of understanding at the bank level, that whether this is account is NPA or a standard account, once for all Reserve Bank has said no, these kind of credits will have to be NPA. I think going forward, people will have more clear perception about that what is NPA, though it's very clearly defined in the norms which have been prescribed by Reserve Bank of India, but nonetheless, I think these kind of hiccups should not and will not happen in times to come. But I welcome these kind of things.
Okay. Do you also welcome the kind of steps that are being taken from an industry level as far as willful defaulters go?
The problem which we have faced over the years, not that we have lack of desire or lesser desire to recover the money. Ultimately, we never forget that we are trustees of somebody else's money. And that be so, if a counterparty defaults, it's our responsibility to go whole hog to recover that money. Now the issue is, first thing what we did, we gave a recall notice, then we get into the legal system. Now legal system has its own problems. We have heard in recent quarter a lot about it. And when we go to DRT, they have their own sets of problems, which we can't sort out. We have gone as an appellant to the court that we are the sufferer, so relief should be provided to us. It takes its own time. Initially, if you remember, when the DRTs were set up, it was expected that everything will be over in 6 months. There have been cases, and I'm not complaining against anybody, there have been cases where even the first hearing takes after 6 months. So I think this bankruptcy code, when it comes into play, DRT's number has been increased. They are, there is more power provided, manpower provided, and I think something is on the anvil when everything will be digitized. In the times to come, it will be much faster. So the resolution will also be faster.
Okay. Speaking of digitization, sir, can you tell us about what efforts are being put in place at the Union Bank of India when it comes to integrating technology into your core processes? How many transactions, for example, if you can give us the number, are done specifically through the use of technology?
This is one area, technology, where I really take pride to be heading this great bank, Union Bank of India. We have at times very myopic view. When we talk about technology, we talk about transaction banking. For us, it's not just, technology is not just about transaction banking. Let me give you an example. We have got a workforce about 36,000 employees, spread over 4,200 branches and about 100 administrative, maybe 150 administrative offices. Every employee salary is credited, but any claim which he or she puts in on the bank, there is no paperwork. It's centralized. There was a time where traveling expenses bill or your LFC bills or your medical bills were taking 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. It's maximum 48 hours. And we did a study about 1 month back. On an average, same day, all these bills are credited centralized. So when I'm talking about technology, I'm talking about that technology part of it also, which is connecting in very efficient manner with my employees to me. If they are satisfied about if they believe in technology, oh, such a great thing, they try to adapt technology much faster. Coming back to, before going to the customer, my processes. You remember last time that Gyan Sangam version 1, which happened about a year and 2 months back in Pune. We were asked that next 1 year, minimum 30 processes should be digitized. As of today, nearly 50 of our processes are digitized. MSME loan, what you were asking me some time back, or retail loans, it's on lending automation system. It's paperless. And throughput is so fast, decision is faster. It makes life and job happier and easier for everybody, whether it's customer or the employee. Then I'll come to transaction banking. As of now, about 67% of our transactions are e-transactions, which are highest in the industry for any bank. And our endeavor is by March 17, it should touch 75%. Ultimately, it's about efficiency. It's about ease. And the better part of our technology is, if I peep back in our history, perhaps we were the first bank who went into CBS, 100% branches on CBS. Way back in 2009, talking about ATM, which is the most common machine. I think we were the first one, not I think, certainly we are the first one who had given to the society the ATMs which are talking for physically challenged people. Anything and everything which is possible on ATM platform, it's being done. I'm sure if a person uses any of our e-product, he will not go to another bank.
Let's take a very quick break. On the other side, we'll continue this conversation with Arun Tiwari of the Union Bank of India. Just stay tuned. I want to talk specifically about MSMEs. You said that it is one of your focus and growth areas, but in terms of MSME entrepreneurs, and on the Times Network we have a show where entrepreneurs and MSME entrepreneurs write into us and they say it's very difficult to access finance and funding from banks. What advice would you have for them?
One complaint or grudge this particular sector has in general against the banker, the two things you said, the finance or timely finance. I have been the advocate of one thing. We should not forget, and this I have told to these customers at different forums across India, that bank finance is something like sugar level in your body. If it's more, it's harmful. If it's less, it's harmful. It should be at the right level. What they need is adequate of money at the right time. Now, it's a two-way street. As I said, we are somebody else's money's trustee. Unless otherwise, you as an entrepreneur, you make your balance sheet strong. Unless otherwise, you make at least at the operating level profitable business venture. Unless otherwise, you spend some money on R&D or innovation. Unless otherwise, you make habit of paying taxes. I'm not saying that people don't pay taxes, but we should not get into the habit of how to avoid taxes. So you can save tax, be tax efficient, but the moment you avoid paying tax, you get into a trap where maybe after 3 years or 4 years, you would come to a stage beyond which you cannot grow. So my advice has been to MSME sector, look, as a country or globally if you look at, the numbers which come out of this sector, even you look at if the Western countries, the greater number comes out of it. Talking about India, whether you talk from the export point of view, you talk about the number of products they manufacture, you talk from the point of view of employment they give. It's enormous, and there is enormous scope going forward. But it's again an ecosystem. You as an entrepreneur, you should come on board, government should come on board, their associations, like you have councils, different councils, and they should also come on board. But when it comes to cribbing about, and I'm sorry to use the word, it's just the bankers. You pay electricity bill, how many hours you get electricity in your plant? You pay your annual subscription to your association you're affiliated to, you see your roads, you see more of craters there rather than the roads. True. So everybody has to chip in or play part of its or their responsibility. I think only then there would be a comprehensive, conducive, sustainable growth.
Okay. The government has set up, a fund specifically for the MSME space under SIDBI, for example, under Stand Up India program. Also, there are funds available. Do you think these funds go a long way towards addressing this gap?
Of course, I firmly believe, because in as much as the enterprise is concerned, we have ample of that. Look at the Bombay city. Anybody and everybody is welcome and can survive. That spirit. And I think we as an Indian blue passport holder, we have that spirit. It's about the right kind of conducive atmosphere if it's created by all agencies or all those who should be involved in. If not today, tomorrow, it would happen. And as I said in the beginning, I'm a firm believer.
Do you think a separate framework is necessary and is good for the MSME space?
Whatever is available as of today, let's exploit that first. Then we'll think about the next level. Have we exploited that fully? Answer is no. So you think of something next level, but what is already available, we have not made full use of it. Let's do that first. The resources are of the society. Let's make the best use of them. Well, I think I'm pretty sure results would come.
Some of your peers have launched, dedicated branches for the MSME space, dedicated accounts, working with, dedicated companies for the space. Is that something you could, is that an area you would look at? Anything you can talk to us about?
You're asking me this question a little too late. It's been there for the last 5-6 years already.
Okay.
In our bank. We call them with the name Saral, and we have tried to make them Saral, simple. They are pan-India. And predominantly, they are located in those geographies where MSME sector or clusters, different clusters are located. And the reporting system is, number one, they are on the lending automation system. So that straight-through process helps us out to take a quicker decision. They have been manned with the right kind of quality people. And for us, it's been a great experiment which started 5 years back and it's giving us phenomenal results. Specialized people for the specialized job who are able to understand the needs of the people and serving them at much faster pace, which otherwise would have not been possible.
Earlier you were talking about how you have, amongst all your peers, used technology most successfully. So what are you doing differently compared to your peers when it comes to use of technology? And also talk to us about mobile banking.
Talking about technology, I think I must give credit to my predecessors who spent money on IT ahead of the curve, and we have remained ahead of the curve in this competition. Saving and accepting CBS, which is to a company, Infosys, Finacle, rest all about 70 odd applications are developed in-house, are driven in-house. That gives me strength. If I want to develop a new product on IT platform, I can do it depending on the complexity of it, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. UAT is done and it's rolled out. My iPad, I have about 90% of my bank on my iPad. And similarly, all my general managers, regional managers, field general managers, they all have of their geography. I can get to know anything and everything what is happening in the bank as of the close of business hours yesterday. It's not just, that which branch opened how many accounts, even whether debit card was given or not, whether mobile number was captured or not, whether email ID was captured or not. And at the back end, if somebody comes to branch whose mobile number or email ID is not there, there will be a pop-up. Taking this IT to the next level, for last about 12 months we have been working on analytics, which is predictive by nature.
Sure.
Next product to buy. I mean, looking at my own data, this my own people who are sitting at DIT, they tell the branches that this sort of customer, there's a probability that they may buy this additional product from you. And we have rolled it out in 2 of our geographies, and at each of them I think I have got about 2x results. So again, as I said, ahead of the curve. If I'm ahead of the curve, I can think of future. And that is giving us as a bank a distinctive advantage. And I don't think as of today, any of the banks is working on predictive business analytics. It's something like when you go to Google or you go to one of these e-tailers, it throws the options that somebody who bought this bought also these kind of things. So those kind of things we have been working on. It's been pretty exciting experience. You know, we have been believer, and large organizations are run by the people. We talk about Basel I, then Basel II, then Basel III. For us, the 3 pillars to run this bank efficiently are, we call it HDR framework: human resources, digitization, and risk management practices. Human resources, talking about average age of my employees is 39 years. That gives me an edge, because one, they are tech savvy, they want to go ahead in their lives, personal lives and professional lives, and they are ready to put in that extra for that. And they do not carry any legacy. It's our responsibility at the top that as to how best we can deploy them. So when a new officer, a probationary officer or clerk joins in, they are sent an on-the-job training, wherein not only they are taught that what is expected of them on the front desk. Beyond that, the hands-on CBS. Otherwise, what was happening? Person goes to a branch. Now he is sitting before a computer, doesn't know really how to operate. What is this central core banking solution is all about? So that hands-on training. So supposedly you join the bank, you really don't know how this transaction will move on this platform. So you are waiting, person sitting next to you who's 45, 50 years of age, you look at his body language, that when he is free, you will ask, until such time you are stuck. Now, the moment you land at the branch, you hit the ground running.
Sure.
So what the F4, F10 keys, you know what to do. That has paid us a great dividend. B, we have put in place a portal called Innovations.
Okay.
At unionbankofindia.com, and it's been in work for last 11 months or so, and so far we have received about close to 2,700 suggestions or innovative ideas. Of them, 200 have been shortlisted, 70 odd have been implemented. And believe me, if we were to take a vendor's help for those kind of inputs, which will increase my efficiency, I would have paid a couple of million, not a couple of crore rupees for that. It's all homegrown.
Okay.
And the kind of satisfaction when they get to know that one innovation which I suggested has been not only accepted, implemented by the bank, makes a great difference.
There's definitely big potential for the MSME space, and the opportunities are only set to grow. That's the word coming in from the CMD of Union Bank. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Leaders of Tomorrow MSME Dialogues. You can always write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com, reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT, or call us on the number flashing below on your screens. Thanks for watching.